As promised, we're joined right now by a guard for the Golden State Warriors. He had 10 points and 2 steals in last night's win over Portland. He is averaging 7 points and 4 rebounds per game this season. A 2-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. A 2-time All-Pac-12 selection. He was undrafted in 2016. Golden State's got the second best overall record in the NBA. They're at home against Dallas on Sunday. Gary Payton II joins us right now. Gary, it's really good to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? Thanks for having me.
Good. Really good to have you. So you started once again last night, and I got to start here. As an Oregon State star, you received a really nice welcome in Portland. How did it feel to get that reception and then to go out and win by 37?
It felt good. It's actually my first time coming back to Portland and, playing quite a few minutes and, being in rotation and whatnot and actually get to play in Portland. So, in Portland, they showed love and, came out and gave them a little bit of a show. And thank God, we got to win.
Yeah, you did. Now, Gary, I want to get into your journey in a moment because it's really, really interesting. But I want to ask you about the team. You've got the second best record in the NBA right now, despite the fact that you've yet to play a game with your full roster. Draymond Green and James Wiseman are expected back in the coming weeks. Can you give me a sense? How good can this team be when everybody is fit and healthy?
Oh, my God. Who knows, with everybody healthy. And we have so many different playmakers, different guys who can do different things and, create in different ways. Like last night, we had like 8 guys in double figures. So, we're deep from 1 to 15. So we can do anything. And when everybody gets healthy and comes back, Dre and Iggy, they're probably our 2 best playmakers, and they're not even on the floor yet. So once they get back, it's just going to be that much simpler and, get back into our form where we were in the beginning of the season.
Golden State Warrior Gary Payton II joining us. So in terms of your journey, I mean, it really is something because you've had to battle and fight and scratch and claw for literally everything you have in your career. You were a 2-time Conference Defensive Player of the Year selection, a 2-time All-Pac-12 selection, yet you went undrafted. I'm really curious, what was your mindset at that point in your career?
My dad and everybody was just telling me at this point, in order, to go to the next level, got to be more aggressive. So, just, try to find ways to put that in my game and find out where I'm going to be most effective on the offensive end, with certain teams or just a team in general, and find my feel in that court on that side and continue to work on my shot and hit open threes, when they're presented.
So, Garrett, it's just so people understand, you've had numerous 10-day contracts and 2-way contracts in the NBA, a lot of time in the G League also since 2016. I'm curious, what was that process like? I mean, did you ever feel like, maybe it's not meant to be, maybe the dream's not going to happen? And what kept you going during the dark, challenging times?
Absolutely. It felt like an impossible task, when I started late in high school, prep school, junior college, 2 years at Oregon State, and then, spend 5-6 years in the G League, just people telling you just over and over again. Of course, I had doubts, fears that, I wouldn't be able to, accomplish what I put all this work into and just continue to grind, get told no, go back in the gym, work on what, they're telling me to work on and then come back to my next opportunity and, try to prove and show that, I deserve and I can hang in this league.
It's incredible, actually, because you're putting in time, like crazy time. You're putting in work every single day, and you're doing so knowing that you don't have a guaranteed contract. But then you spend time with Golden State last season, and you get a partially guaranteed deal at the start of the year, and then you played so well that was converted into a fully guaranteed deal last month. After all the work and all the stress and all the time, what did that moment mean to you to get that guaranteed money? Did it feel like you finally arrived, or did it feel like there was still work that had to be done?
For sure, work still had to be done, but definitely it was a nice lift, off my shoulders, just to know that I wasn't going anywhere for the rest of the year, and I was going to be here for the All 82. And the summer before, I just told myself that, I'm not going to leave San Francisco. I'm going to be around even if I'm not here, I asked Bob if I can still come when they let me go and, still be around the team so they can just see me and they have a feel for, what I can do and what I can bring to this team and help this team win. So, after that summer, I came back in preseason, had that one game in L.A., and, just put my stamp on the game, and they liked it and they kept me. So that's just the beginning of trying to find a long-term home. And once they said I was guaranteed for 82, it was just a big relief, but still a lot of work to do.
Gary Payton II is joining us. It's interesting you said that people that mattered, like your dad and other coaches, were saying, you just got to be more aggressive. You got to find your shot. Offensively, these are things you have to do. Notice nobody was saying what you had to do defensively. You already figured that part out. And the story goes that back when you were in college, you were working out at the Merritt College gym in East Oakland, and DeMar DeRozan was there. You were matched up with him, and you were getting stops, consistent stops, according to this story. And we're talking about a guy who right now is the best ISO player in the NBA and has been for the past few years. What were those matchups like back then?
In the summer's matchup with DeMar, Dame, and other guys who come in there, and we get to it and get to work, and after we play one-on-ones, and just the level of competition, from those two guys alone, guarding them every day in the summer, and just working on my defensive stuff. And, just them helping me, learn the game, just picking their brains and whatnot, and picking their brains offensively, without even, knowing, just playing one-on-one, watching them, getting a feel for what they like to do and, how they get to their spots. So, Dame and DeMar has been a huge factor, in, where my game is right now, and just helped me throughout the years. Being able to have those guys, to go to and talk to has just been, tremendous, just huge for me.
Hey, Gary, one last thought. You talk about being up there and playing some ball. I've talked to your dad about this. Like, you always talk about New York City guards, maybe even Chicago guards, but then you get the Bay Area, and specifically Oakland. I've talked to your dad. I've talked to Dame, my guy Brian Shaw, obviously Jay Kidd. How would you describe the kind of ball, especially in the backcourt, the Oakland guard, that kind of play, that kind of style of play, that toughness? How is that different than other parts of the country when you were coming up, and even now?
Just from my personal, experience, growing up around these guys, they were just dogs, grew up in Oakland, had to fight for, everything, that they have now, and, go outside and go to the park and play, it's physical, it's rough, guys get into fights and whatnot. And, that just transferred over, to when they got playing and got in the league, they had to have that mindset and that mentality, to survive. And, being around the Bay, coming here summers, growing up here with my dad, I think that's kind of instilled in me in a way. It took a little bit longer than expected, but, I figured it out, and it turned out to be a good thing.
That's the last thing. I feel like talking to you right now and watching you play, like you're running, like you're a really, really humble person, and you're having the year you're having. I'm curious, is there any part of you that wants to tell every NBA team that had a chance and passed, how do you like me now? Like, in other words, what kind of fuel are you running on? Are you looking to prove people wrong, or are you looking to prove the people who did believe in you right?
More so just, proving guys wrong. Like I said, I've been fighting for 5-6 years now, different opportunities in many places, and, some organizations just didn't see or give me a chance, to honestly show what I can do, on both sides of the court. And, it's just like you said, proven wrong moment. I did the same thing with my father. He told me I wasn't a good basketball player coming out of high school, and I didn't say anything. Just got in the gym and just continued to work. And as time came by, he slowly started to get quiet. As shocking as that may seem, but he doesn't quite get on me and tell me I'm not a good basketball player anymore. But just moments like that is just to prove people wrong. That's what keeps me going, and that's just gives me the feel and energy to wake up every day and do the same thing over and over and grind and work on my craft and get better, and just to continue to show show teams, that they miss on something good.
So, Gary, really quickly, since you mentioned that, it's kind of funny. I was telling a story, and this is on such a tiny microscopic level, that I was watching my son play yesterday. He's a high school baseball player, and I'm in the stands, and I finally let loose, like, go, hey, man, come at him. And afterwards, my son said, hey, yo, Pop, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't want to. And he said it respectfully, but like, that's not helping, Dad. And I'm like, I know, I hear you. I'm just saying, trust your stuff. Anyway, what you just said about your dad, when he said to you coming out of high school, you're not a good player, did it feel like he was coming from a place of love, or did you kind of resent that and not like that? And was that not a good thing to you at that time? And how do you see it now?
No, definitely young. When I was a young guy, I didn't know how to take it and didn't know how to handle it. I didn't see that he was coming from a spot where he was trying to help, and it was just all love, and he was wanting me to be great. I didn't see it at the time. I just took it as he was on me pretty tough, and like I didn't know how to handle it, And I told him to stop coming to my games because I didn't know how to handle him talking, and how he gets. With his talking, so I didn't know how to handle it. But as I got older and mature and wiser, growing up in college and then early stages of my career, I understood, what he was trying to do. He's a smart guy. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about. And, I just had to find ways to convert that into my own way and apply that to my game in my own way. And, he did a hell of a job of helping me figure that out.
I think that's just an awesome response by you. I think that's great. So has he since, now that you're doing what you're doing and doing extremely well, now is he just hugging on you like, hey, yo, my boy, I'm so proud of you. You're the best. Like, what's it like now?
Oh, no, I don't even, he doesn't even say anything when I see him. When we see each other, we don't even talk basketball, which is the crazy part now. We talk about everything but basketball, so I guess I'm doing a pretty good job right now.
That's it. I totally appreciate that, too. Gary Payton II, Golden State Warriors guard. Just a great journey, great story. And, dude, you're a good dude. Really good to talk to you, Gary. Nice to have you on the show. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
That was great. Appreciate you very much.